Welcome everybody. This is my own script that I've written, and I'm a little, I feel a little vulnerable about it, but I hope you guys enjoy. I will try my best to continue this sort of series with it, because this would be a sort of spiritual successor to the first video that I uploaded on this channel, and yeah, that's about it. I have a Patreon if you guys want to, support me there. You don't have to if you don't want to. I have a Twitter if you want to follow that. Anyway, here it is. Enjoy. You wake up in a cabin in the forest, smelling of musk and burnt wood. Looking around, you can see the sun rays through the two windows to either side of the fireplace. A few embers are still lit. Things seem vibrant, colorful. Birds chirp in the distance. Your head pounds, ever so slightly. Footsteps.
Good morning, sunshine. You've been sleeping deeply. Must have been the mushrooms. I could smell it on you. They tend to have that effect on you humans. Who am I? Just a man in the forest, by eyes lonesome in a cabin. Your savior, in other words. I may or may not have been sitting here for the past hour or so, watching your cute self snoring in slumber. Don't be embarrassed. You're the only thing that I found cute enough to just gaze at. Some would say that's a first for me. You're even more adorable when you're awake, it seems.
He walks over to you and hands you a cup filled with a liquid that smells pleasantly fragrant. You look up and see his rough face, nicely highlighted by the rising sun. Is it a new day?
You owe me a favor for saving you last night. I figured we would take a walk through the forests, and I can show you a little bit of my land. Oh, you're feeling stiff? Well, the bed you're laying in may not be suitable for sleeping in. More for, other things. Better than lying unconscious in the forest, though. A walk should limber you up some. Oh, the cup? It's tea. I made it, and should help you wake up a little easier. The recipe is made especially for the times when I've enjoyed the mushrooms in the forest. They used to be a hot commodity back in the day, but now most of it has been picked clean. I'm surprised you found some. Right, I saw by the looks of your camp that this probably wasn't your first time out and about in the forest. I managed to carry most of your packing before the rabid and feral ones were able to ravage through the camp. I figure you won't be staying long, although I don't mind the company. Rabid ones. Right. I guess no one's told you.
There's an expression on his face, getting lost in thought for a moment.
Well, to put it bluntly, I'm a lycanthrope. So are the feral ones. I won't harm you, unless you aim to harm me. But I did save your life, so I wouldn't expect you to. We're as real as they get. No fairy tale stories here. It may sound ridiculous, and maybe you're inclined to think you're in a dream right now. Show you. I would show you my real self, but I'm not sure if the mushroom's effect has faded yet. What you might see under the influence could be far scarier than what reality is. Those mushrooms help with sleeping. They also help with expanding your perception of the world as it is, and depending on the dosage, it can ramp up to certain extremes. How long have I been here? I haven't kept count on the days. Probably a few years. Days, weeks, and months flow seamlessly in these parts. don't usually keep much track of it. I tend to track other things, and I've learned to stay away from the ones who aren't as right in the head. Too rough for my liking, anyways. Good, I'm glad to hear it. The tea works quickly, and I personally don't mind the taste either. Let's get you up and into less bare clothing. I have a few pieces that might fit you, if you don't mind wearing something of mine.
He goes to gather a few shirts and pants for you to wear. The rough man motions for you to pick, as he's put out a selection of choices.
Take your pick. I had a feeling you would pick that one.
He grins widely at you, showing jagged teeth, before noticing your expression, and his face turns hard again.
Some may call it instinct. I would be inclined to agree. Runs in the veins, I guess. Anyway, let's get going. Daylight's burning. The next few nights will have an unnatural amount of full moons, so I'd suggest you stay with me for some time, unless you want to risk making your way back to your town. Oh, I won't be of any harm to you with the full moons, although it has been a while since I've kept company during one. So we may just find out for ourselves. It's your choice, staying or leaving. I figured. Staying is a good choice.
His eyes glance over you, and you recognize it as longing. Something tells you he's been alone for a while.
You're wondering how we can walk around so freely in these parts? Well, it mostly comes down to the feral ones having learned how to stay away from civilization. And you can see that I'm essentially unrecognizable from a normal man. The other ones aren't all like that, but they tend to steer clear from you humans. Our lycanthropy isn't the same as it used to be. I could bite you now.
He pauses to give you a wide grin, once again showing sharp fangs and winks.
But it wouldn't affect you. Unless you're different, my curse won't spread. Well, it used to be that you only needed a scratch in order to turn. The process was fatal to most, as the turning happened in only a few hours. But, something has changed. What changed? I couldn't tell you. I think humanity has changed. Maybe it's in your food. Maybe it's the way you're raised. Could be anything. All I know is some of you have grown more bold.
He gives you a knowing look.
You smile, but those who have lived didn't do so for very long.
Your walk is mostly silent, except for the life around you. You can make out the man's smell, and you catch yourself having taken a few steps closer to him. He seems to have noticed, as you glance up and catch a smirk, before it fades to his usual tough exterior.
You know, you haven't told me your name yet. You're right. I haven't told you mine either.
There's a pause.
I feel like if I were to tell you mine, the mystery would fade a bit. But that seems childish. My name's Bren. I haven't told anyone my name in a long while.
You see he takes a step back as you've put your hand on his. He looks at you, stunned. You look into his yellow-orange eyes. They seem to shift, almost like a cat's, before changing to their more human counterpart. Finally, he squeezes your hand back. There's a moment of you just exchanging looks. He has no problem giving you firm eye contact, but a part of him seems softer than before. His expression isn't as stern.
This early in the day?
He lets go of your hand, but motions for you to follow him.
Nothing's wrong. We're not in trouble. I think someone else is, though. We're heading there.
He stops and looks at you.
If you think you're brave enough. Good. Keep up.